Hi, this is Larry the Barberman, and in today's demonstration I'm going to show you how to get more range out of your Andis cordless US Pro Li hair clipper. Now this is a fantastic cordless clipper in the fact that it's got really great battery life. It's also really got good torque. The only criticism I've got from professional barbers about this particular clipper is the beveled blade. Now the benefits of the bevel blade, it's a good all-round general blade, and it's very forgiving for those guys that like to flick and do certain things on the clients. The only disadvantage I would say of this particular kind of blade, when it comes to skin fading, even if you gap it, zero gap it, it will not take out the balding line. So that is one disadvantage, which will basically mean you need to use the trimmer and the shaver in order to do that. Now what I'm proposing in this demonstration is changing the bevel blade with the surgical blade, and this is from the US Fade. This is a surgical blade. I'll just take it out so you can see it, see the difference. And if you do choose to get this blade, the blade number that you need is the 66255, and that there is the fade blade from the gold US Fade machine. Now if you see here on the bevel blade, it's like got an angle on it like 45 degrees. The surgical blade is dead flat. So when you zero gap this particular blade, this will be just as close as a trimmer. Obviously you're not going to get the same quality of cut as a trimmer, but it will be just as close as the trimmer, which will basically mean you can take out the balding line with this, whereas you could not do it with the bevel blade. And also with this surgical blade being flat, when you want to do 90-degree cuts, it makes it somewhat easier because of the 90 degrees. And I shouldn't be mixing up brands, but this will basically take it a little bit closer to being like a magic clip because of the flat surgical blade, or actually you've got more of a flatter blade with this. So that would be my recommendation if you want a cordless tool to bang out skin fades. This is the thing that you need to do, is replace it with a fade blade. Very simple operation. Is all you need is a Phillips screwdriver. With the Phillips screwdriver, undo these two screws on the top here. Work with a mat or a towel, because you don't want to lose these screws. Put those in the corner. Okay, so the next step is we want to put the blade mount back into the clipper first. Now how you know that it's the right way, you're going to see that there's a flat side and a not so flat side. You basically want the flat side facing away from you, and this groove here, you'll see inside the clipper there's a spindle. So this needs to go over the spindle, and also there's two grooves here for these two bits of wire to sit in it. So basically put the spindle there, slide it way down. Next you put the cutting blade on here. Yeah, you're going to see that that's going to spring back, so you've just got to keep everything together here, and make sure that this cutting blade, that there's a little gap between this blade mount and the cutting blade, and then you basically need to put some pressure on it so it springs down. Find your holes. You don't want to focus at this point on trying to zero gap it. Is all you want to do at this stage is just secure the blade to the clipper, because where a lot of people go wrong when they're zero gapping, they're trying to finish it off at this stage but what you should do is just secure it tight, then loosen it just ever so slightly, because we want to take advantage of the fact that we've got the screws holding this down. And when you've loosened it ever so slightly, this is where you work on your zero gap. Yeah, this is actually where you work on your zero gap, and you look down it and you make sure that the distance from the left and the right is equal, and you want to kind of leave, if you was to kind of hazard a guess, about 5 strands of hair between the cutting blade and the fixed blade. So just imagine there was 5 strands of hair in there. That's how you want it. You can't have it overlapping, because if it's overlapping it's going to cut your client. So just to recap, we secure the blade, we make the blade tight enough so it can brace itself and hold its own position. Once you've got it so it holds its own position, you just turn the right screw or the left screw gently, then go on to the opposite screw gently, then go on to the opposite screw gently, opposite screw gently, and then once you can feel that it's really tight and secure, then you can put a little bit more pressure onto the blade, and you know that that's nice and secure. And there you have it, one zero gapped surgical blade on the Andis US Pro Lie. So now you've got a lot more range, you can knock out those balding lines, you can get nice 90-degree angles. So there you are. You can put this beveled blade away. If you find that you can't manage the surgical blade, come back to it another day, put your beveled blade back on it. So there you go, that's another demonstration from Larry the Barberman. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.